Alright viewers, those are the headlines. Our top focus: Britain's Foreign Minister Yvette Cooper has defended her country's decision to recognize a Palestinian state. Speaking in New York ahead of the UN General Assembly, she has stated that the move was to keep the hope of a two-state solution alive. Cooper has warned that the devastating humanitarian situation in Gaza, expansion of West Bank settlements and continued holding of Israeli hostages all put regional stability at risk. Listen in.
So this is a historic step and a moral step which we're taking alongside our allies to recognise the state of Palestine in order to keep the hope of the two-state solution alive at a time when there is a real risk that it is in peril as a result of the devastation in Gaza, the continued holding of hostages and the expansion of settlements. And if we don't act now, the risk is that everyone will just turn their backs on the two-state solution that is the only lasting way to get peace and security for the region. That is why it's so important. We are clear that Hamas is a barbaric terrorist organisation, continues to commit atrocities and can have no place in the future of Palestine. It must release the hostages immediately.
Britain has joined Canada, Australia and Portugal in recognising Palestine. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu slammed the move as well, and America has called it performative and reckless too. Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Peter Baum, foreign editor of Weekly Blitz, joining us live from London. Thank you for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. Interesting development considering the fact that Britain had played a very crucial role after the Second World War in the creation of Israel as a modern nation state. In light of that, we've earlier in the day heard from Israelis in Tel Aviv. They've slammed the move by the British government as hypocritical. What is your take?
Well, it is a major hypocritical move. And what is also very interesting is the comments just made that we heard from Yvette Cooper. What she's saying is the British government are going to recognise a state of Palestine, but Britain will not recognise who the Palestinians want as their leaders. This is British imperialism. Now, Hamas is a terrorist group, but let's say the Palestinians in the newly formed state of Palestine want Hamas as their government. Who are Britain to say who the Palestinians should have as their governing body or not? This is sheer British imperialism all over again. It is a reckless move. It will not ensure peace in the region, and her comments saying that it will keep the two-state solution alive, it will do just the reverse of that, because the Israelis under Netanyahu are taking an even harder line stance by developing more into the West Bank. So on every count, it's a reckless move, it's a stupid move. And can I just add one other thing? Several years ago, I was at an event where Yvette Cooper's husband, Mr. Ed Balls, who was a member of the Blair government in those days, said to all attendees at the event, and I quote, "No Labour government will ever recognise a state of Palestine." So I'm assuming she's still married to Mr. Balls, and it would be interesting to see what their dinner table conversations are like. Sheer hypocrisy, a reckless move, and Britain interfering as an imperialist power, as if days gone past were still with us. Stupid.
All right, Mr. Baum, I request you to stay on with us. We're tracking some further developments. The Londoners have in fact reacted rather positively to Britain's decision to recognize a Palestinian state, though some do say that it should have come earlier. Listen in.
I think it's a fantastic thing. It should have happened earlier. I think a lot more needs to be done to protect what's going on in Palestine and make a stronger state. I think at this stage it probably is quite symbolic, but we can all hope. But I do think the UK needs to start taking a much stronger stance in this.
I think it's a good thing to recognise Palestine state, but they could have done it very earlier stage and avoid all this killing of children in Palestine. That's my opinion. But at least they have done it. That's a good thing. It's kind of like a waiting to genocide, keep going, exterminate all Palestinian and then recognize it. What's the point? Recognize them.
I think it's the right thing to do. I'm not sure it will change the facts on the ground for the Palestinians, but the world needs to support them in this miserable time they're having. I wish for more action, but I don't expect it, unfortunately. I think it's mainly symbolism.
Meanwhile, the United Nations General Assembly has voted to allow Palestine